Welcome back, folks. Professor Almeida here to talk to you about your second week in COSA 50. But before I do that, I want to first thank you all for turning in your Tech for Success Chapter 1 training sims. If you haven't started on Chapter 2, please get caught up as soon as you can going into this week. Now, last week you looked at the impact of technology, and some of the topics included the history of computers, Internet of Things, AI, personal use cases. You also looked at the web, and there were quite a number of browsing terms. Hopefully you were taking notes along the way. You also learned about different internet standards and e-commerce, among other topics. This week we're going to explore computer hardware. You're going to learn about the different components that make up a system unit, or what goes inside of a computer. Things like processing, memory, storage, among other things. You'll also learn about input and output devices, how data is represented, and then we're going to explore the pros and cons of different form factors, because people have questions about what kind of computing devices to get, and you don't want to walk into a computer store not having the knowledge. Otherwise, you're going to end up walking out with something you don't need. The most important question is what you're going to be using a computer for, okay? And then from there, you figure out what your needs are. So for example, if you're into graphic design and you're in the graphic arts, you're using Adobe Creative Cloud, perhaps a powerful desktop computer might be appropriate. Or if you're just doing schoolwork, you need to browse the web, turn in a term paper here and there, perhaps a laptop might be appropriate. Or, in this class, you need a Windows laptop. So you're going to be looking at the pros and cons of the different form factors. You'll also need to learn how to troubleshoot computing devices, especially if you're going into IT. So with that said, let's take a quick look at Canvas here. I have the Chapter 3 lecture presentation open. So again, you're going to look at the different components of the system unit. Here we are, memory, storage, and so forth. And then the pros and cons, input and output devices, and then finally troubleshooting your hardware. Okay, so all of that's in there. If you need to, take a look at the ebook. If you still have questions about how to use the ebook or interact with the assignments, please go back and watch last week's overview video. Okay, so again, here's last week. Thank you for turning in your TFS 1 training. Don't forget about Chapter 2. This week we have the computer hardware training sim, and then you have exams for the first 3 chapters. Finally, you have your success check-in. Now, by the end of this week, all of you will need to get an access code for SAM, preferably from the LBCC bookstore. I know that there's Cengage Unlimited out there. However, that's up to you to do your own homework. Okay, please don't ask me questions about anything other than what's at the bookstore. Also, by completing the success check-in, you will unlock week 3 going into next Monday. All I need is just a brief confirmation that you have access to the SAM materials and that you either have or you will be getting the SAM access code. Anyway, good luck out there this week. Please make sure that you stay on top of things. Being in this kind of environment, there's no one to remind you every day, especially since you just see me here, okay? So hopefully you've plugged in the due dates into your calendar. Everything from this week, along with TFS 2 training from last week, is due this coming Sunday. Remember, these are due dates, as in DUE, and not due dates like DO. Okay, so the sooner you get things done, the less stressful things will be. Finally, let me remind you about your support systems in this class. You do have the live chat where you can talk to each other in real time. I'm there Fridays during my office hours. You have the Open Collab forum where you can post questions and develop strategies. Some of you have already been doing that. You have the Cranium Cafe where you can talk to our instructional assistants. And then finally, you have the Cengage technical support for all things related to SAM and Cengage. Please use these support systems. They are your lifelines in this class. Again, good luck out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you online. Take care.